I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over.
Taraji P. Henson's brutally honest and emotional explanation of Hollywood's pay disparity is going viral.
I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to. The math ain't mathing. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, here's a whole entire team behind us. They have to get paid.
Here's the bigger problem. No one wants to hear a millionaire complain that they didn't get more millions. You're already a millionaire. Taraji lives in a $6 million house. She's worth $12 million.
What?
No one wants to hear.
Sacrificed.
Nobody wants to hear Vlad complain about money.
For the sake of her craft, she has sacrificed.
Sacrificed?
Hold on, she sacrificed. Listen to me,
Or is that
Vlad.
what she really wanted to do?
Let me talk.
Okay.
For the sake of her craft, she has sacrificed her privacy. She cannot walk around in regular. Okay, she live in a $6 million house. Why? Why? Can't she live in the hood? Can she live in the burbs? Will she be left alone? She won't, right?
Someone worth $12 million will never
to
live in the
live
hood.
someplace where they
she's forced to live in a $6 million house. Boo-hoo. Oh, no. I have to live in my $6 million house.
But understand,
woe is me. Life is so hard.
Yo, you make
Okay, so for you guys who don't know, Taraji's been going viral lately because recently she just did an interview that you just saw where she was complaining about the struggles of what black actors go through in the TV industry and how they don't get paid as much as they should. And then that was Vlad in the second clip that you just saw saying that why should a millionaire be complaining about money? Nobody wants to hear that. So what he's basically saying is that there's no sympathy for winners, and no one wants to hear a successful person cry about how much money that they're not getting. So I understand both arguments on both sides. I get it. So I feel like I'm qualified to even talk about this because this is about my third year going into production. So what I noticed when I first started working in production is that actors and actresses, they don't have as much power as you think they do. That's what I thought originally, but even I was wrong about that. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many times you see someone's face on TV. The person behind the scenes is the boss. The person behind the scenes, the producers, or whoever owns the studio is the person funding the money. So when you're looking at all these actors or actors on TV, they have a glamorous job. Don't get me wrong. They have perks and stuff like that. And I'm not going to sit there and say their job is easy. Being an actor or actress is very, very difficult. But nonetheless, you're still an employee. And your boss is not going to pay you enough to be his neighbor. That's how it is in every single business. Why would your boss give you all this money so you could be on the same level as him when they're taking most of the risk? Anytime when you're working in a business or you're dealing with some type of business owner, they're always putting money into the business when it could always potentially fail. Every year, a person's business is at risk. You see it on YouTube all the time where someone is doing great one year and they fall off the next. Any business like that, you know how many times you're walking on the corner stores or you go into your malls and you're seeing sneaker stores get shut down? Because every year, or shoot, sometimes even every month, their business is at risk of failing, but they still have a responsibility of paying their employees. So the people who own the studios or producers, they feel like, well, if I'm taking most of the risk, I should get most of the money. And is there a little bit of greed in there? Of course, yes, sometimes people who run the studios and producers, they can get greedy. I'm not, denying that, but that's just how it is. Life is not about what's right. It's about leverage. So I think Taraji should get paid more for what she does. But at the end of the day, the people who hold the cards, they call the shots. That's just how it goes. And also, being that Taraji is complaining about how much money that she's not getting, what I will say is that in the future, whatever money that she makes, she should try to invest in her own production company. You can't rely. See, the thing is, the main reason why I didn't pursue acting that much like I originally wanted to, was because when I started understanding the business and I started understanding how a lot of actors, they try to rely on agents to get them roles. I just never liked that because I didn't like the fact that you had to depend on someone to eat. I never wanted that for myself. Now, I'm not dissing any actors out there who have an agent and they get them roles. If that works for you, that's fine. But that doesn't work for me because I don't like depending on people. I would like to own my own shit. That's just me. So for women like Taraji or anyone who's in a situation like her, this just goes to show you that you can't depend on studios or producers to give you what you're worth. What she should do is own her own production company, and then now with that production company, she could leverage that to studios or any other production, and then she could take a cut based off what she feels that she's worth. That's how she should take it from there. But guys, your boss will never pay you enough to be an employee. That's why when people, sit back and they let someone depend or they let someone dictate how much money they're going to make, and then they want to sit there and cry that they're never going to get rich, it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. You're never going to be as rich as your boss. So from that standpoint, I do understand what Vlad is saying right there. Now, obviously, he didn't have to, violate like that. Maybe his delivery could have been a little better, but nonetheless, he is right. And I'm not the biggest Vlad fan either, but I have to call a spade a spade. He has a point. Your boss is taking most of the risk. So being that he's taking most of the risk, he does deserve the most money. And think about it. Let's say if you owned your own production, or you owned your own business, and you're responsible for paying your employees on time. If you have a decrease in the revenue or you're below whatever profit that you were supposed to make, your employees are not going to give you their money back. I mean, give them if you give them a check, they're not going to give it to you right back because you lost money. That's not legal. For the most part, that's not legal at all. So you can't expect that. So you can't blame business owners for taking most of the profit when sales go up, when the budget go up, or they have more money to spare after they paid everybody. Of course, they're gonna keep that. That's just the way it is. It happens in production all the time. Well, for some of you guys who don't know, people who get severely low paying production, whatever money that the production saves at the end of their shooting period, whether it's a movie or whether it's a TV show, the producers keep that. They keep that because in their minds, they feel like they took on most of the risk from start to finish. And whether I like it or I don't like it, but nonetheless, that they have the leverage to keep most of the funds. So in order for you to get the most money that you want for yourself, you gotta dictate most of the funds. That's how it is. So, and that's why a lot of actors like Michael B. Jordan, Samuel L. Jackson, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, Oprah Winfrey, she owns her own network. So yeah, you gotta own your own stuff. If you don't own your own stuff, you're never gonna be in control of what you think that you deserve. You get what you negotiate, not what you deserve at the end of the day. That's just how it is. So from that video clip, what I want you guys to know is that a lot of actors and actresses, they don't get paid as much as you think they do. The person that you don't see behind the scenes is the person making the most money most of the time. It's not always the lead actor or the person who's the co-star to the actor. Now, some lead actors, they do make a shit ton of money based off the film. That is true, but that's not always the case. That's something that even I had to learn, and that's something that I want you guys to learn when you're watching this. So nonetheless, to sum it all up, this should inspire you to not rely on people to pay you. Why you should do everything you can to get some type of side hustle or at some point own your own business at some point. But nonetheless, don't rely on anybody to pay you or to pay you what you think you're worth, because you're never going to get a deal that you think is right anyway. The person who has the most leverage holds the most cards. That's just how it is. So the Color Purple production that Taraji was on, it probably didn't make a lot of money anyway. I mean, let's just be honest. No disrespect to the people who was a part of the Color Purple and their production and the biopic that they tried to do. But listen, that's not what's in demand. Color Purple didn't excite no one to the point where it was going to drive the ratings through the roof. Let's just be honest. So nonetheless, that's something that producers are thinking about. So if the revenue is not going to go so high, why should we pay you even more? And any money that we do make over, we should keep it anyway because you signed the contract. Whatever contract that Taraji signed, that's something that she agreed to. So if you're not willing to accept the pay, you just can't sign the contract. That's how it is, man. As soon as you sign a contract, you're basically fucked. Like that's what you have to agree to. So yeah, should Taraji be paid more? Yeah, sure. I think she should be paid more. But at the end of the day, this is show business. And it is a business. And business is very grimy. And in production, they will do anything they can to get a dollar off of you. It doesn't matter how you feel or what you think you should get paid. They will do anything they can to pocket as much money for themselves. And that's how it is. It doesn't matter where you're the lead actress or you're all the way at the bottom being a production assistant. That's how it goes. But nonetheless, no matter what business idea you have in your mind, make sure you get on it and go full force. You don't get rich working for somebody. That's the way the world works. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me what y'all think of the video, and I'll see y'all later.